Good morning. It's Sunday morning. It's 9 a.m. and I'm here with a Sunday thought. I'm wrapped up in a fairly warm cape today. I know I wear capes quite often, but this is my warmer ones. The evenings are getting cold. My flowers don't like it very much. They're beginning to look shriveled. So I guess we're going to have to do something with them soon. But also, too, I forget to put my heat up when I get up. And next thing I'm wondering why I'm so cold. Anyhow, that's just life. Now, today, I wanted to talk about self-talk. I probably spent most of my life talking to myself one way or the other, encouraging myself, giving myself ideas, but a lot of encouragement at times. And it brought it home this week when, as you know, I've got this sort of soreness on my left arm. And it was hurting a little bit. And I sort of put my hand over it, and I told it would be all right. So it sort of settled down. My girlfriend said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just talking to my arm." And then it made me aware of how much I actually encourage myself. Sometimes I'm tired and it's okay. You can do this. Keep on going. Sometimes I have a complication trying to figure something out. Again, I will actually talk to myself out loud. Mostly I don't have a lot of people around to hear me go on, but I'm constantly in a way aware of encouraging myself or being my, what do you call it? Team builder, team aware. Over the years, I've had a lot of responsibility, putting things together, charge of people, all those kind of things. And I probably didn't do as much self-talking then as I probably would do right now, but it was there. If things got really complicated, I would just go inside and assure myself that we would work this through. Because there's sometimes in life, things don't go the way you want them to go. So how do you stay on top of that? How do you make that work to your advantage? Life isn't always 100% perfect. Life isn't always giving you exactly what you want when you want it. But how do you encourage yourself to create what you want? Encouragement, support, and awareness. Some people have other people around them that do that. And I've had that in my life, yes. But very often in the moment of whatever is happening, you have to take care of you. And self-talk can be incredibly important because it brings an awareness. Now, it sounds a little silly, I know, but it gets rewards. When you're dealing with your life and you're wanting to succeed and you're wanting to achieve what you want to achieve, isn't it better to be able to say, come on, you can do this, or this is not going to last. It's just temporary. Whatever it is that you need to hear, because you don't have anybody else to hear it from. You have to hear it from yourself. It's like you become more aware of what is happening and what's going on and what you're choosing to do. Are you choosing to heal yourself? Are you encouraging your body to do what it needs to do to get where you want to go? Are you feeling that even when circumstances seem like everything is blocking the way, are you believing that you can get over those hurdles and achieve what it is that you want? Life isn't always giving us beautiful roses and everything. It isn't always like that. Sometimes things are hard. Sometimes things just don't work the way you want them to. So who encourages you? What's the voice do you have in your head that says, it's okay, it'll be all right? Now, a lot of people don't talk out loud like I do, but then I've lived by myself quite a bit, so it's like it gets easier to do those kind of things. But it's like knowing that you have a conversation with yourself, whether it's quiet, whether it's verbal. I've always found that verbalization has a stronger power than just thought sometimes. So I tended to begin to verbalize what I wanted, or how I wanted to be, how I wanted to deal with whatever it is that I need to deal with. Because life isn't always, as they say, a bowl of cherries. Sometimes the cherries are a little off, and you got to straighten everything around and get back on top. The old saying was, when you ride a horse and it bucks you off, you have to get back on the horse. You have to get back onto the element of your life and what your goals are. Now, what I find often for people, they don't really know what their goals are. They think they know, but they don't have them written down anywhere. They don't have a reference point inside saying, I really would like to achieve this or that or the other. Because what that does is give signposts as to where and how you can achieve. And you can encourage yourself. Sometimes I've had to change my goals because when I'm going and working towards a goal, I suddenly realize it's not really what I want. It was just a step towards the goal. And I've talked about this often in Norma talks about how don't make the mistake of realizing that a step that you're going to take is your ultimate goal when your ultimate goal is very, very different. And I know I used to lead meditations so that people could determine that, because the majority of us make our steps, our goals, when that's not the real goal. What is it we really, really want? And do we encourage ourselves that we can have that? That we have the fortitude, we have the awareness, we have the ability to create it. I always say, if you think it, you can have it. But it doesn't mean it comes easily. It doesn't mean that, the streets are laid place in gold and you just have to walk down the street and everything's there for you. It's like you need to know that you have the ability to be able to go and create and do. And often I've found when things got really sticky, if I just sat quiet and said, okay, what's my final goal here? What am I doing? What am I wanting to achieve here? And allowing myself to support myself in the final goal. Never mind the steps. You're going to do the steps anyway. And those of you who heard me talk about the tarot, I talk about that all the time. There are steps we take, yes, but it's the final goal that we want. The achievement, the getting there, knowing that you have it all together. So I want you, I'd like you to begin to become aware how often you talk to yourself. And how do you talk to yourself? Do you put yourself down? Do you say, oh, you silly thing, what did you do that for? Oh, I've done that many times. I have a mouth sometimes that opens up and things come out of it. And I go, oh my goodness, you've got to learn to think before you speak. It took me years to learn that. But it's like there is that thing of being aware and supporting yourself through your own words, supporting yourself all the way. It doesn't have to have anybody else around. You just have to say, come on. It's like me with my arm. I put my hand over my arm. I often, because, I do a little, and then I put it on and say, it'll be okay. You're getting there. Just hang in there. And my arm will stop hurting. Or if it's hurting, it'll stop hurting. Because I've given it acknowledgement. We as people like to be acknowledged. And if you live alone, or if you live with people not really acknowledging you, you need to do that for yourself. I'm okay. I'm great at doing this. I may not be great at doing that, but I'm good at doing this. Knowing that the pat on the back becomes important. Many of us weren't raised with that. I was raised where that was considered wrong to give your child a compliment. That was not done. I like to think I raised my children opposite because they need to know they're okay. But you need to know you're okay. You need to know that you have strength, that you have intelligence, you have awareness, so that you can encourage yourself, support yourself to do what you really want in your life and not look at the outside world as being bigger than you are. Believe me, if you want to do something, you can do it. And that's my Sunday thought today, is to take a look. Where are you supporting yourself? Even if it's quietly, I would prefer you find a spot and speak it out loud, because it has more oomph in relation to the vibration. But become aware of how you support yourself, encourage yourself, and love yourself. All of those things are incredibly important. And I'm just going to take a deep breath, and I'm just going to let you know that on Wednesday, I just looked ahead on the calendar, and we're going to be needing to take a look ahead with the tarot for October, because the next Wednesday is like we're in about the 3rd or 4th, and we found that hasn't worked out so well when we have to wait that extra time. So Norma talks will come up, but before that will be Monday night's mental mind treatment. So if you have anything you need prayers for, look at a different perspective, remember 7:00 on the channel. I'll be live. Thank you. You have a great day. Enjoy. And I'm hoping it warms up soon, but it's all good. Bye now.